Hi, my name is Abhishek and in this video we are going to look over what is the post request that we can perform into our Flutter application for a REST API. So for this tutorial I am going to use this website called jsonplaceholder.typicode.com for a fake REST server from where we can get all the data for our Flutter application via a REST API as well as perform all other 5 methods over it. And if you see its documentation, you can see here is a small snippet code which is used in a JavaScript for fetching all the data from this URL. But in this video we are going to look about what is a post request. So if you check their guide for their complete explanation, you can see that under this creating a resource which is a post request, they have their small code snippet for posting a request. But the following code is for a JavaScript tutorial. But what about the Flutter one? So let's use the following resources for posting a request to this following REST API via our Flutter application. So let's start posting all the data to the REST API via our Flutter application. Now the first step is simply moving into your puffpage.yaml file and getting a dependency for Dio. Now the Dio shall be responsible for handling all the HTTP requests as well as responses through our Flutter application for the REST API. Now once you have gotten the following dependency of Dio, under this main.dart file, you can now start coding all the methods which will be responsible for handling HTTP requests and responses. So to post data over a REST API, we are going to use a post request utility itself via Dio package. So to start with, you can construct a new method for posting all the data. So at the top of our build method, we can create a new future method for posting all the data. But now here I will simply write post data. And this post data is going to be asynchronous as it is future. So here I can get the async quotation mark, and under the following post data method we are going to be requiring certain parameters from the REST API itself. But first thing first, let's instantiate a new Dio object instance from the Dio package for our Flutter application. So here I can write Dio under our object instance of Dio should be equal to new Dio. Now once we have gotten the object instance of the Dio package, we can come down under our post data method and create a new final variable which will be a string. So I can name it, let's say, path URL, and this is gonna be the path to where we are sending all of our data to the post request. So here I can give it an empty quotation mark. So let's move on to JSON placeholder.api, and here I can copy the following API link, and under the empty string we can paste it here. Now after getting a path from the following REST API, we can do one thing, that is create a new variable for the response that we will be getting after posting the request. So under this response I can await for the Dio package. So here I will write await Dio dot, and after pressing dot you can see all the methods that the Dio package shall be providing us. Now here you can see all the following methods that we will be requiring, which is post. It will also provide us external packet dependencies over the interceptors, which will be requiring in our further tutorials over handling all the errors to the REST API. But for now we can move it post. Now if you hover over this post method, you can see all the parameters and arguments that the following post method will be requiring. But the most important is about the string, which will be a path, and similarly a data, which will be a dynamic. So under this post I can write a path URL that we have constructed up, and similarly all the data. Now the data shall be going to be under a form of mapping, and the mapping shall be under a string as well as dynamic. So here about this response we can create a new dynamic variable, let's say data. Now this data shall be going to be a mapping. So here I can write a mapping between a string as well as dynamic. So if you check into their official website, these are the following things that it will be requiring, that all the data that the following post method shall be requiring. So here we can simply check a title, body and user ID for posting a request. So under this mapping I can write here a title, and this shall be equal to a name, let's say Flutter HTTP post. And after this, if we check their official documentation, it will also require a body as well as a user ID. Now the user ID shall be going to be an integer. So let's provide it an integer ID, let's say 1, and give a semicolon here. You can format document once. Cool. So under this data I can provide the following data. Now it will also be requiring certain parameters for the type of data that we are sending to the REST API. So for that we can do one thing, that is instantiate options parameter of the following post method, and under these options it will take a class of options. It will be taking various parameters, but instead of giving all the parameters, we can do one thing, that is only give the parameter that will be requiring. So here I will write a headers. Now the header shall be requiring to be in the form of string as well as a dynamic, that is a mapping between a string and dynamic. So under this header we can give all the parameters that it will be requiring. So if we check our resources, here you can see it is giving a header following type of content type. So we can simply copy the following header, which is a content type, and paste it under our headers method. But you can also do one thing, that is give it a custom parameter of a content type, which is a header itself. But it's a good practice that you should include everything under the header itself, because not every time we will be using a DIO package. Many programmers prefer using HTTP package over a DIO package. So in this case, that is the developer always gives the following header, that is the content type under the header, not any custom type of header. So once we have our headers done, we can do one thing, that is return the entire response. So here I will write return, and under this return I will just return a response, and from this response, which is going to be dynamic, I can fetch all the data. Cool. So once we have our method completed, we can format document once and apply the following post data method over our button, which is a material button. So here under onPress method I can provide it to be an async quotation mark, and also let's give it 3 common braces here. Now here I can simply await for our future method, which is post data. Now after giving a semicolon, we will simply get an error, not an error but a warning, that the following output shall be going to be under the form of future dynamic. So to conquer the following warning, we can do one thing, that is get the value from this post data, which is going to be future. So here I can simply return a print statement. So here I can write print value, that is we will simply print the value that will be requiring after getting all the following post requests. So once it is done, we can now start checking our following post method. So here under our debug console, we will be seeing all the values that we will be getting after posting the following method. Which is a following title, body and user ID, but along with an ID, which is a new one that we have not provided under our data. Now if we cross check the following output with the output from the JSON placeholder, here you can see we are getting the same output, and here a key point is the user ID shall be always going to be 1, no matter what data shall you be sending to the following REST API. So let's cross check it once. So here instead of a user ID to be 1, I can provide it to be 500, press Ctrl and S, and also press this button again once. Now here you can see that ID is always going to be 101, no matter what data you are sending to the following REST API. Now this was just a small tutorial over how can you perform a post request over a following REST API. Now here's the thing, you can also do one thing, that is decode the following JSON data into a following string. But the following topic is going to be under a sector of a Podo class, which is plain old Dart object, and in this tutorial I shall be breaking everything under a small pieces about a REST API along with a Flutter. So if you have come so far and you have get the following JSON data under your response from the following post request, just pat your back, cause you and me have done a great work. So this was all about for today, and if you have learned something new from this video, you can simply like this video. Also, you can comment down all of your doubts that may be occurred while posting a data to the REST API. You can also connect me on my social media handles that are shown up. So I will see you in the next one with another great video under this REST API with Flutter series. So I will see you in the next one. Goodbye.